What's up, Lil? Yeah, and living there talking head. Coming to you live with Titan with VRified Games.
Oh my god. Oh, my head.
How we doing, Daigo?
Hey Ed, how's it going?
Yeah, not bad, man. What's this one? Come on. What's all this?
Well, Ed,
Answer me that. Just answer me that! Your own family. Your own blood. What the hell were you thinking? What in the hell crossed your mind? What the fuck is happening to you?
No.
You've ruined our
This
family.
can't be happening.
What am I gonna do now?
God.
yeah, I have been really sleeping on PSVR2. Like, really sleeping on it. Yeah, in terms of console VR, this generation has been, in my opinion, a little disappointing.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, well, don't get me wrong, there are some amazing titles out there, like Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 8, etc. Really polished, really good AAA games, exclusive to the system, and that's fantastic, but for the most part, it seems to be ports of existing Quest games, which, yeah, neither here nor there, but those are mobile titles, you know? So it wasn't really utilizing the power of the PS5, and the whole thing seemed quite underwhelming. I was like, well, where's the Half-Life Alyx ports? Where's the titles out there that are really showing off what console VR can do? And there are some diamonds in the rough, but that's the thing. There's like a handful of them, and so I slept on the system. I really did. I stuck with PC VR. I stuck with the Quest. I was like, I didn't really see the point of PSVR 2, especially since Sony themselves seemed to abandon it. That being said, I found Second Life as a PC VR headset, and I do use it for that, and I do like it for that. But yeah, this generation seemed quite underwhelming. However, turns out I was a little bit wrong. Well, not so much about the lack of titles. I'm still right about that. But what the system can do does really elevate it. Case in point, today we're looking at MadiSon on PSVR 2. And before we go any further, I want to say thank you to VRified Games for providing us a key to this. It's a fantastic title. We've covered MadiSon before in the past. Originally, we covered the original PC release, the flat screen release of the game, with VR injection, that being Vorpex. Later on, Bloodiest Games provided us a key for the demo for the PC VR version, and we covered that also. It was fantastic. And now we're getting to take a look at, in my opinion, the best version of the game.
Oh, on console?
Yeah, this is the best version of the game.
How so?
You are not my son! You are not my son. Grace was right. What an idiot I was. Taking you with them. Why?
Well, Ed, unlike the PC VR version, and admittedly that was the demo, we have a stable frame rate. Everything is fluid.
Come on. Maybe I can get out through Grandpa's house. I gotta get out of here.
Tracking is on point, it's very responsive.
I won't be able to go back.
I love it. The extra bump in FOV versus my Quest 3 doesn't hurt either. And those inky blacks are just so much better on a PSVR 2 with the OLED screen as opposed to the Quest 3S. But what really stood out, and it surprised me, was the haptic system.
Haptic system?
Yeah, the use of haptics in MadiSon on PSVR 2, it's leaps and bounds above what's even possible on PC VR.
I need to find a way out before Dad notices I'm here.
Or indeed the Quest version, which admittedly I have not tried yet. Yeah, I don't know what it is about Sony's haptic technology, but it's so subtle, but it really does immerse you in the world. Like, especially the headset itself has a haptics. So you know, at the beginning of the game, when you wake up and your dad is banging at the door and you've got a headache.
Wasn't there a door here?
And in the original game, that's simulated by, you know, like a sound effect, a vibration in the controller if you're playing with a controller, and it works fine. But here, you feel it in the headset itself, so you actually feel it in your head. It immerses you tenfold over the PCVR version. Tenfold. You were in that world. You believe you were there from the get-go. And then you got like the haptic triggers, the haptics in the controllers themselves, which are very, very subtle, but if you touch off a wall or an object, you will feel something there. It goes a long way. It really does. The haptics on PSVR2.
My birthday present? How did it get here?
Really do put this game head and shoulders above any other port to date. It really does. No exaggeration. Now, if you couple that with Sony's proprietary 3D headset for sound, you know, I don't have the PS5 version, I have the PS4 version, but it works fine with this, the Pulse 3D.
What?
Boy, oh boy. It is something else, the audio. Yeah, it's on a par with the PCVR version, absolutely, but it's Sony's own proprietary technology, and yeah, you are aware of it. You are aware of it.
It must be broken.
So as I said before, we have covered this in the past. There are no surprises here, we know what to expect.
Grandpa was just like Dad.
We've played the game. However, I've never played the game this smooth. And for context, I was playing on a PC, the equivalent of a 3080 Ti, and I was getting stutters, I was getting hiccups here and there on the PC side of things, so that's probably down to my configuration, but when you compare that to this version on the PS5, and it's smooth and it's optimized for that system, and it just works. The hassle's taken out of it. You don't have to worry about messing around with graphical settings or this and that. It's just dialed in. Yeah, the ease of use when compared to running this thing on PCVR, it's second to none. It's just, yeah, it's a good experience. That's just coming from a PC gamer's perspective.
In local news, the remaining belongings in the Hale family estate were finally auctioned, bringing in nearly $3 million. Among the auction items were paintings by Picasso, as well as some gold and diamond jewelry. Most noteworthy was Miss Hale's precious instant camera, which has finally found a new owner. It's been 30 years since the notorious multiple murders, and in spite of numerous auctions of family assets, no one had previously purchased her camera. For viewers unfamiliar with the story, MadiSon Hale killed her own family during a witchcraft ceremony. She was then fatally shot in the stomach by a police officer who had caught her in the act. And now for the moment.
Now, I've heard there are some woes with the Quest version of MadiSon. I haven't tried it yet, so I do not know. I can't comment on it, but I would like to check that out as well, just to compare all the versions, see which one is the best in my opinion. But so far, PSVR2 is for this game. So what is MadiSon in VR? Well, MadiSon was a surprise hit. It's an indie title, survival horror. You know, it released, and yeah, it just seemed to strike a chord with everybody in the survival horror community. It's scary as hell. The story is compelling. The mystery keeps you wanting to know more. The gameplay was on point. Puzzle elements fantastic. The use of the camera mechanic, absolutely fantastic. Terrifying, but you use it to great effect, obviously. Those of us in VR were like, we want a VR version. We used VR injectors like Vorpex, things like that, and we were able to play the game in VR. It was a suitably scary experience, enough to convince the developers that, okay, maybe an honest-to-God VR port is the way to go here. So fast forward a few years, and we get MadiSon VR in development. And the port itself, what they were able to do, is fantastic. You have to remember, this was never designed for VR. It was never designed with VR in mind by the original developers. That was the furthest thing on their mind. But this dev house comes in and converts it expertly into VR. So you've got VR interaction mechanics with your controllers. You've got physics, the use of the camera. You know, the usual suspects. You've got 60OF hand tracking, 60OF head tracking, full stereoscopic 3D surround sound. It is terrifying to be in the world as opposed to playing on the flat screen. And that released to PCVR and quickly shot to the top of the charts. It was fantastic. MadiSon and MadiSon VR, absolute smash hit titles.
I should find a nail or something to hang it with.
So, obviously, when a game does well, the console market kind of takes note. So, enter Sony and their port, which I believe was developed in tandem with the PCVR port around the same time. And then later, or rather recently, you've got the MetaQuest port. which again, I have not played, so I cannot comment on it. But yeah, suffice it to say, this game is absolutely terrifying. That is exacerbated even more if you play it in VR as opposed to flat screen, and even more so again if you play it on PSVR2 with the haptics. I cannot stress how much of a difference Sony's haptic system actually makes to this. It is insane how much of a difference, how much more immersed you are in the world thanks to these haptics. You genuinely do feel as though you're losing your mind with this headset haptics and the visuals and the auditory, all of that. It just works. It works really, really well. So I can't really say much more than I've said before in the previous videos regarding MadiSon in VR. You can check those out, links in the description if you want to. But yeah, hands down, from this date at least, the PSVR2 version is the superior version of MadiSon in VR. In my opinion at least. Okay. So I guess we're going to leave it there, you guys. Like, comment and subscribe. If you have any thoughts, queries, any critiques, put them down below. If indeed there are any games you'd like us to look at VRifying in the future, put those down below and we will presumably get back to you eventually. You can also follow us on TikTok for our adventures over there, which are basically condensed versions of what we do over here. And yeah, follow us on all social medias. All links will be in the descriptions, and yeah, looking forward to seeing you there also. Alright, VRified Games out.
Y'all, listen up. Exclusive deal time. If y'all in the market for a Meta headset, accessory, or game from the store, check out our affiliate links in the description for some money off on those bad boys. Not only will you get a sweet little discount on any of the sales, but we also get a little something, you know what I mean? It'd be much appreciated. Help the channel out. Thanks, y'all. Yeah.